Everyone knows WoW PvP is dying.
It's like some dead game from like last decade.
Participation is maybe the lowest that I've ever seen.
Dude, I've had a fucking rant every game. Every game has a rant value.
It's true that WoW PvP is basically dead right now.
It needs something to inject some life into it.
Developers, please inflate MMR and do whatever the hardcore PvP player base tells you to do to keep them from leaving. Long term though, radical steps need to be taken to keep WoW from becoming a Mythic Plus and raid log simulator. I'm not a current or former gladiator.
Just a humble bounty hunter, man.
I'm really bad at PvP, but I do enjoy it. I'd love to play WoW with my children more. I have friends that I want to play with who will never take the time to get into the game because of the high barrier to entry.
Why isn't it possible? It's just not.
But I think I have an achievable idea that could save WoW PvP.
It's alive! Oh, it's alive!
Before we get into my actual suggestion, let's lay out some constraints that need to exist in any endeavor to save WoW PvP. First, any PvP revitalization effort needs to be fairly easy to implement. After all, PvP has one developer working on it part-time.
Don't make it harder than it has to be.
Any proposal should be able to achieve a minimum viable product using mostly systems that already exist in the game. Second, we have to grow the WoW player base. Getting PvE players to play some PvP is great, but at the end of the day, any idea that doesn't grow the player base by attracting new players to the game is just rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic and cannibalizing development resources that might be better used to strengthen and refine existing game modes and mechanics. Third, we need to introduce new monetization possibilities. Now, before you throw rotten fruit my way, please hear me out. Let's be honest, if all we do is propose that Blizzard spend a bunch of money to make new PvP stuff, the corporate powers that be are unlikely to be very motivated to change things. We need to dangle a juicy money carrot in front of the suits so they can't resist the opportunity to revive WoW PvP.
Show me the money!
Fourth, we need to reward players for both playing and improving at the game.
I can't promise you we'll be the best team at Lake Placid next February, but we will be the best conditioned team.
Currently, PvP rewards are sparse and not very attainable for new players. Blizzard needs to figure out how to reward players for playing and improving, not just for climbing to the pinnacle of the mountain that very few players will be able to reach. And finally, we have to play to the strengths of Blizzard's new leadership. With all the changes shaking up Blizzard in the wake of the Microsoft acquisition, this is the time for bold leadership. The new Blizzard president has just the sort of experience that could be used to revive WoW PvP and make an even bigger name for themselves in the halls of corporate Valhalla. Now that we've got that out of the way, here's my idea.
Level 20, free-to-play Battle Royale mode. 20 teams of 3 players battling each other to see who comes out on top in instances of Stormwind, Orgrimmar, Lordaeron, and Ironforge. Scourge gas creeps across the map, murdering rogues that thought they could AFK in stealth and steal the crown. When your whole team dies, you go to an arena to battle 3v3 against the next team that eats it for a chance to redeploy into battle. You get cool cosmetic rewards from a battle pass, like Game of Thrones, Captain Planet, and Doctor Strange transmogs.
It might seem extreme, but this is just the kind of radical move that could save PvP and WoW. It meets all of our parameters. It's easy to implement. The core gameplay loop requires almost no new assets to be developed and deployed. Just a bit of developer work to get the gas and gulag mechanisms working. It grows the player base, with free-to-play access minimizing the barrier to entry, and all players being scaled to level 20, lowering the skill floor. This would be a perfect game mode to attract new players to Azeroth, or even bring back players that left long ago. It introduces monetization possibilities. The Battle Pass possibilities are endless. The Trader Tender progress mechanic can be utilized to target PvP-only rewards. Imagine how many free-to-play players would be willing to drop $15 for a 3-month Battle Pass with awesome cosmetic rewards, which subscribing players would obviously have included in their subscription as well. A Battle Pass system can allow players to be rewarded for playing, while aspirational pinnacle rewards incentivize player improvement. And it plays to the strength of Blizzard's new leadership. Blizzard's new president comes from Call of Duty and the NFL. This is right in her wheelhouse. Think of the yearly bonuses she'll get as us degenerate gamers convince our normie friends to buy the Battle Pass. Now, I really believe that something like this could revitalize WoW's dwindling player base, both in PvP and in PvE. But what do you think? Please roast my idea in the comments section. I need that sweet, sweet engagement so that the algorithm can get this video into the right hands.